Hello students, I am again back with another part of my video on the chapter carbon and its compounds. Okay, so in my previous video I told you about carbon. I told you the atomic number of carbon, the electronic configuration of carbon, and why studying carbon is so important. Why we study about all these carbon compounds? Okay, because it is a very important element associated with organic chemistry also, and in fact carbon and its compounds is the very first chapter which is the basis of your organic chemistry, right? So in my previous video I also told you why carbon cannot form a cation and or an anion, okay, and how carbon attain its stability, right? So the carbon attain its stability by forming covalent bonds with each other or with the atoms of other elements also. So how this covalent bond is formed? This covalent bond is formed by the sharing of electrons, the sharing of valence electrons rather. Okay, so today in this video I am going to tell you about the formation of some covalent molecules, how the covalent bonds are formed, are basically formed between certain elements, and certain molecules are made, okay, by these covalent bonds, and then what are the different types of covalent bonds, and I will be also talking about the characteristics of covalent compounds. Okay, so let's come to the topic now. When I'm talking about these covalent compounds or the covalent bonds, it is formed between different elements, and let me tell you that actually what happens when two elements with the same electropositivity or similar, not when there is no much difference in their electropositivity or electronegativity, when they interact with each other they always tend to share their electrons, okay, because they are equal, right? So I'll be giving you an example. The first, let us just look at hydrogen. Okay, now what happens is that hydrogen actually follows the duplet rule. Hydrogen has got only one shell, and as per the duplet rule, any element which has just one shell should have at least 2 electrons in that shell to become stable, right? So what happens with hydrogen is that hydrogen has just got 1 electron in its outermost shell. So when this hydrogen it interacts with another atom of hydrogen, then what happens is that both the hydrogens, they tend to put their electrons in the center. They say okay, now I am going to share the electrons. So this hydrogen says okay, I am keeping my electron over here, you can share the electron, and the other hydrogen also says this. Now what happens? The first hydrogen, it will take both the electrons in its domain like this. It will say okay, let me just take both the electrons like this, right? And the other hydrogen also takes both the electrons in its domain. Now this way both the hydrogen atoms, they attain stability because they have two electrons. So what happens? A bond is formed between them like this. We represent this bond with a line. Okay, so a pair of electrons, this line, one line, it represents the sharing of one pair of electrons, okay, or one electron, and thus a hydrogen molecule is formed, or hydrogen gas is formed. Okay, so this was hydrogen. Now let us look at chlorine. Now what about chlorine? Now chlorine has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 electron in its outermost shell. Okay. Now when chlorine interacts with a highly electropositive element like sodium, then what happens? Chlorine, it takes that 1 electron from sodium. Okay, it will take 1 electron from the electropositive element, or as a matter of fact, if it interacts with the magnesium, it will also take 1 electron. So chlorine, it actually behaves differently with different elements. So if it is a highly electropositive element, then it will form an electrovalent compound or electrovalent bond with that particular element, and an electrovalent compound will be formed. But what happens if there is no such electropositive element? Then chlorine is, suppose if chlorine has to interact with another atom of chlorine, then what will happen? How will it interact? Because both are equally electronegative, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Both are equally electronegative and both require one electron. So what they do is they say, okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to share this electron. Okay, so how do we show the sharing? That is very important. How do we show the formation of covalent bond between chlorine atoms? Okay, so we have written two chlorine atoms like this, and we know that they are going to share one electron. So whatever electrons they are going to share, we are going to write in the middle, okay, between both the electrons, or between both the these atoms rather. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Over here 6 electrons are here and 1 is kept here. Now here also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 electrons are here, and 1 electron is kept here. Now what will this chlorine do? This chlorine will take all the electrons, okay, in its domain like this, and just count the number of electrons: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So this chlorine is satisfied. Now what about this chlorine? Now this chlorine is again going to take all the electrons in its domain, and thus it also has got 8 electrons. Just count it: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, so a bond will be formed between both the chlorine atoms, and it will form a chlorine molecule like this. Understood? So this way the formation of chlorine takes place, right? Now let us move on to oxygen. Okay, let's just move on to oxygen. How oxygen is formed. Okay, oxygen gas is formed. Now in oxygen, we all know how many valence electron does oxygen have? Yes, it has got 6 electrons. Very good. So oxygen has got 6 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 electron. Okay. Now oxygen requires 2 electrons to attain stability. Now suppose if oxygen interacts with another atom of oxygen, okay, 2 atoms of oxygen, they interact with each other. So of course they both require 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they both require 2 electrons. Okay, so what they do is they say, okay, let us do one thing, we will share the electrons. Okay, so how are they going to share the electrons? Just let us just see. So this oxygen and this is another oxygen, and this oxygen put 2 electrons in the middle, and the other oxygen also put 2 electrons in the middle like this. Now how many electrons are there? 1, 2, 3 and 4, because other 2 electrons are kept over here in the middle. Okay, similarly 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, now the first oxygen is going to take all the electrons in its domain like this. Okay, its own electron and the ones which has been shared. So let's count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, similarly this oxygen is also going to take all the electrons, the shared electrons also in its domain. Okay, so with this a bond is formed. Now here, since there are 2 pairs of electrons, so we are going to put 2 lines over here. Okay, so this one line symbolizes one pair, the other line symbolizes the other pair. Okay, so it shows that 2 electrons has been shared by both the oxygen atoms. Okay, and thus what is formed? Oxygen molecule is formed. Clear? So this is how oxygen is formed. Now before I move on to water, I will first tell you the formation of nitrogen. Okay, so let us talk about nitrogen. Now when I am talking about nitrogen, now nitrogen has how many electrons in its outermost shell? Let's see. Nitrogen. Okay, now it has got how many electrons in its shell? Yes, tell me. It is 5 electrons. Now what is the atomic number for nitrogen? The atomic number for nitrogen is 14. Okay, so sorry, it is 7, I believe, right? The atomic number for nitrogen is how much? 7. So when it is 7, so it has got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 electrons over here, right? So 5 valence electron it has got, right? So when it comes across another nitrogen atom, then see what happens. Now nitrogen, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now how is it going to interact with each other, and how is it going to attain stability? It requires 3 electrons to attain stability. Okay, so what will it do? It will share the electrons like this. Both the nitrogen atoms will share 3 electrons, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and here 2 electrons are left, here 2 electrons are left. Now this first nitrogen is going to take this in its domain, and the second electron is going to take this in its domain, and total we will have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and here also 8. So this way nitrogen triple bond will be formed, because there are 3 pairs of electrons shared between them, and we will get nitrogen molecule. Okay, so this is how the covalent bond formation between nitrogen happens. Okay, fine. Now here we were looking into the covalent bond formation between same elements or the same kind of atoms. Okay, but yes, even different kind of atoms, they can also combine with each other through covalent bond. And first example for this is water. So what is the formula for water? It is H2O. Okay, so let us write water like this: H, then there is O, and there is H. Now hydrogen has got 1 electron, so definitely it has to share, so it is going to put this electron over here. Now oxygen has got 6 electron, out of which 1 electron, I am going to represent it with a cross. Okay, so 1 electron it has just shared with hydrogen like this. Now how many are left? 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now 4 electrons are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now what is hydrogen going to do first? Hydrogen, or let us just see oxygen first. Okay, so oxygen, since it is in the center, it is going to take all the electrons, okay, into its domain like this. Just see. Okay, so now let's count the number of electrons: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So oxygen has got all the 8 electrons. Okay, now what is hydrogen going to do? Hydrogen is going to take these 2 electrons from here, and it is also going to take, this hydrogen will also take these 2 electrons like this. And then this way hydrogen will have how many? 2 electrons. The 2 electrons hydrogen will also have, and the oxygen will have 8 electrons. So we will get something like this: H, O and H, and it will form H2O like this. Okay, so this is how covalent bond formation happens between hydrogen and oxygen in water, right? Now let us look at ammonia. Now how the covalent bond happens with ammonia, okay, or how the covalent bond it help in the formation of ammonia. Now what is the formula for ammonia? It is NH3. Okay, now hydrogen everywhere it requires, so I am just N, or let me just write it a little below. Now N, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and we have hydrogen everywhere, So hydrogen over here, and hydrogen over here. Now this hydrogen of course is going to share its own electron. तो whichever electron is shared, जैसे हाइड्रोजन ने अगर कोई इलेक्ट्रॉन शेयर किया है तो हम उसको हाइड्रोजन के नीचे ऐसे लिख देंगे. We are going to write it like this, है ना, जस्ट हाइड्रोजन के पास में. Now nitrogen of course is going to share these electron 1 2 3. ठीक है. अब how many are left? 1 and 2, because nitrogen has got 5 electrons in its outermost shell. Okay, so now nitrogen is going to take all these electrons in its domain. ये देखिए ऐसे. तो now count the number of electrons: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. Okay, so nitrogen is satisfied. Now hydrogen is going to take these electrons, 2 electrons from here and 2 electrons from here. So it will form this way. The covalent bond will be formed between hydrogen and nitrogen, and thus ammonia will be formed. Okay, so this is how the formation of ammonia takes place. Correct? Now let us look at the formation of methane. Now we are coming on to the carbon compound. So I hope these many covalent compounds are very clear to you. So in your CBSE they may ask you to show the covalent bonds. Right. Now with methane, the formula for methane is CH4. Okay, and we know that carbon has got 4 electrons. Okay, and it shares these 4 electrons. So let us just keep these 4 electrons of carbon here like this, because it is kept for sharing, right? And then we have hydrogen over here, so all the hydrogens are going to share 1 electrons with carbon this way. And then what is carbon going to do? Carbon is going to take all these electrons in its domain. Okay, like this. So carbon has got 8 electrons, and now each hydrogen is going to take, each hydrogen is going to take 2 electrons like this, right? So it will form something like this, where all the hydrogen atoms are attached, and this is CH4. Understood? So this is how the formation of the methane takes place. Clear? So we have studied the formation of covalent bonds and the covalent compounds. Okay. Now basically you must have observed the different type of covalent bonds. So when I am talking about hydrogen and chlorine, so we find that there is a single covalent bond between them, because it is formed by the sharing of 1 electron by each atom. Okay, if we look at oxygen, it's something like this. 2 bonds are there. So it's a double covalent bond which is formed when each atom share 2 electrons. Okay. Similarly, when we looked at nitrogen, it had got 3 bonds. So it is triple covalent bond where 3 electrons are shared by each atom. Okay. Now there is another covalent bond. Now when I am talking about these covalent bonds, so we can make out that covalent compounds cannot form ions, because electrons are shared. It is in the middle. So nobody is giving or taking electron, right? But water के केस में we always say that water is a polar solvent. Why is it so? तो ऐसा क्या होता है कि actually when we look at water, or when as a matter of fact I want to give you an example of HCl, and then I would like you to work on water. Okay, let me give you an example of hydrogen chloride, HCl. Right, now what happens in case of HCl? Hydrogen and chlorine, it shares the electron. So chlorine has shared this electron like this. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8 like this. So chlorine has shared the electrons, and hydrogen has got this 1 electron. Now actually what happens is that there is a difference in the negativities of hydrogen and chlorine. So chlorine is more electronegative. Okay, it's we all know that chlorine is an electronegative element. Okay, or so what happens is the pair of electron which is shared. So let us take it something like this. Suppose if I say hydrogen and chlorine is there, and these are the two pairs of electrons like this. It has been shared, right? Now what happens, because of its electronegativity, chlorine tends to attract the electrons towards itself. Okay, so this way the electrons, they don't remain in the center. Instead, the electrons, they actually get shifted towards chlorine. They just get shifted. I mean, they don't go and settle themselves in the chlorine's orbit. ऐसा नहीं होता है, but they just shift a little bit towards chlorine, right? तो इसकी वजह से क्या होता है, chlorine acquires a partial negative and hydrogen, it acquires a partial positive charge. Okay, a partial positive as partial negative charge. So this way, even it is a covalent compound, but then also when you dissolve it in water, it forms ions. Okay, so partial positive and partial negative charges are developed in it, right? So such type of compounds are known as polar covalent compounds, and this type of bonds are known as polar covalent bond. ठीक है, तो polar covalent bonds are actually the covalent bond formed between two elements which have a difference, which has a major difference between the electronegativities or electropositivities between them, and the shared pair of electrons shift slightly towards the electronegative element. Understood? So this is the polar covalent bond or polar covalent compounds. Okay, right. So I hope this much is very clear to you, how the polar covalent bond is formed, what are or how the covalent bonds are formed. I want you to work on water, as to how water is a polar solvent. Okay, so even water has got covalent bonds. So actually, what acquires a positive charge and what acquires a slightly negative charge, the electrons shift towards which atom in water, you can make out. Okay, so I want you to work on this, and this was all. Now in my next video, since it has become a very long video, so I will be talking about the covalent compounds, the characteristics of covalent compounds, and then we will move ahead with the carbon. Right, we will be talking about carbon, the various properties of carbon and all that. Right, so till then, have a nice day.